Hello, good evening. How are you? Who's going to be the first to join today? I would like to greet somebody to say hello. Hello, who's there? Thank you for joining. Good evening. Hello, Hakan. How are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining. It's been a while. I haven't seen you. Thank you. How was your Sunday? I hope it was good. Thoughtful writer, how are you? Thank you for joining. Today is a book review. We haven't done a book review for about 10 days now. So this is a really good, a nice welcome back to a book review. A book by Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Today's book would be, the title is on there, but I'll also tell you, Discover the Source of Your Latent Energy. These kind of scientific titles are just kind of like puzzles my mind, but I always learn. So this is an opportunity to learn, and I always welcome that opportunity. Idara, good evening. How are you? Jefferson, how are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining, and thank you also for sharing. Without me having to say, Lisa, you've already shared. Thank you so much. So, guys, let's follow suit and share, please. Today is going to be exciting, and we want to make sure that we utilize the whole hour. So the more the merrier. So please, guys, share and also add and also invite people individually. Hello, Yinka. How are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So thank you all for joining. We are working outdoors today, so you can hear the dog barking. It's not our dog, it's the neighbor's dog, but it's nice to work outdoor. Dr. Sunday likes it outdoor. I think I'm getting used to it as well. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Yinka. So, Gift, good evening. How are you? Hello, Mr. Sharon Care. How are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. So, please share, guys. Share, and we get started immediately. So, the title again is Discover the Source of Your Latent Energy. Discover the source of your latent energy. I'm really interested in this book. The title alone, I don't know what to expect with it, even though the title is clear, but I'm still a bit puzzled. So I'm looking forward to this book review. Hi, Jiju, how are you? Thank you for joining. So share, please. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to turn the camera to Dr. Sunday now so we can get started immediately. Hold on. Bye. Okay. Hello, sir.
Yeah, you talked about it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wanted to share. I hope they can hear me.
They can hear and they can
because
see
the
you.
noise of the dog is overwhelming, I think. Okay, let me show you.
Yay.
The book is here. Is it visible at all?
Yes, I can see.
Discover the source of your latent energy. Discover the source of your latent energy. Discover the source of your latent energy. Evening, everybody. It's a noisy day here. Noisy. The dogs are kind of noisy today for some reason. But I feel I should stay outside and get some fresh air rather than being inside. And yeah, and I'm here today to share with you about this book. What do you think about the topic? Discover the source of your latent energy. The thing is that a lot of us are not even aware of the latent energy. Is it latent or latent? I think it's latent. I think it's latent energy.
Okay.
Discover the source of your latent energy. I think it's latent or latent. So somebody we have to pronounce it somewhere. Google pronounce should be there.
Yeah.
Latent. Okay. Discover the source. That's American latent energy. discover the source of discover your source of latent energy, or the source of your your source of latent energy, or how does it say in the cover of the book? Discover the source of your latent energy. The source of your latent energy. Well, the idea of this book is that all of us have got, we don't have any reason to complain. I have another one, the veritable source of energy. That is totally different. But latent energy is talking about the energy reserves that you already have in you. Life itself is energy. And because life is energy, all of us are carriers of energy reserves. And these energy reserves is a pity that many of us don't really get to use them. We use our energy reserves only to do mundane stuff. We use our energy reserves only to, can you imagine that there are some people that are called the savants? The savants, are people that I talked about them in one of my HMT. The savants are people, or savants. Some people call them savants. But savants or savants, they are people who are autistic mainly. And because they are autistic, is it working? Okay, so, there is so much energy in us. For example, let me, even before I go to the savants, or savants, let me talk about blind people. Do you know that blind people, because they are blind, and that energy, that because they have lost the ability to see, their hearing ability heightens. It heightens so much that even some blind people can just use ear to walk and to walk down the street. You know that.
Yeah.
But that is also in us. And that is in everybody. It's just a regular person like you and I that could be blind. But the reserve of the hearing or a seeing of any energy could be focused. The reason why the blind person will actually walk about and be, hearing and using it as sight, and hearing will replace the sight. The reason why he's able to do that and is able to function is because, in the real sense, it just is being delivered from distraction of the eye. We become lazy because we can see. So because we can see, we don't need to really concentrate on the hearing to do much more. Zakro was that word. To do much more than the normal hearing would do. So because, we can see, so we can understand a lot of things without bothering to pick it up through hearing. So for example, if I tell you to close your eyes now and just pretend as if you are blind, and you want to find out what is going on, your hearing now will be, you try to do it, and you try to see what I'm doing, or try to imagine what is happening right now. It's only through your hearing, and so you are now, you're heightened, your concentration level for your hearing, it increases, so you begin to know or guess what is happening. And that is how people go from being blind to using their ears to even walking down the street, and actually using their ear to go find out where danger is and all that. That is called the reserve. It's the same thing with the deaf. People could be deaf, but they are seeing, but they could tap it into there is so much energy that is still in us. They could tap in into that energy that, even though he's deaf, he doesn't hear anything, but through his eye perception begins to work like 1,000 times more now in our case. Things that we don't see and notice, they notice and pick it up. Because now he cannot see anything, he cannot hear anything, and because he cannot hear anything, all the energy, the reserve energy are concentrated into one function that he wants. That is how we came about the phenomenon of the savant autistic children. A lot of autistic children, if they could be helped, even though they might not be able to do some elementary things or regular things but it's a blessing in disguise that they are not able to do the regular things that other people are doing. Because all those regular things, they are mainly a wasted distraction on mundane things. For example, one of the savants that is able to fly in the airplane and draw the whole city of Paris or London or Berlin just in 1 hour, just driving around, and he would give all the houses names, street. I mean, not this name. He will not give them. He will see their names and their streets, and he will record them. And he has never been to Paris before. Just from here, flying the helicopter, and he will record it in his mind. Then goes back to England, and 5 months is drawing them and reproducing everything he saw, and it will just be like Paris. You just, the houses, everybody will know even the apartments. Or for example, he could, tell you what happened in any year you want to say. You can say any year, and he could tell you what happened that year, and was it raining in the morning, or was it, what was the weather that year? Or he could, he could tell you when you were born, when your father was born, when your grandmother was born, just through the power of reserve energy that is in us. But he will not be able to do any other thing. So this person, for example, this particular person that can count, he can do calculations more than any computer, but he cannot do elementary stuff, like he's not having interest in, seeing who goes up out or what. So because all those things all the distractions are gone, that is all through the power of concentration. That one of the keys to deepen into your reserve energy. So every one of us have those kind of capacity, superhuman energy, to produce anything, to be able to do. I mean, okay, in this book, for example, I tell of the story of the blind pilot. Can you imagine a pilot is blind? Who wants to fly with that kind of pilot that is blind? And he flies around the world, and he flies the complex, not the regular flight where we do. He does the sport flight, to the mountains and things like that, and he's blind. Just like the, Vucic, Nick Vucic, just like someone like that too. So there are a lot of energy in us. So this book is all about helping everybody that is here, that's going to read this book, to discover this latent or latent energy that is in every human being. So that you'll be, for example, people are looking at me and think I'm superhuman because I produce so many books, I work so much, I do all the things I do. But no, all this energy are inside. But because of the lifestyle that we have been given, our lifestyle have been oriented more towards frivolities and trivialities. And it's just about our lifestyle has been all over about paying attention and giving our energy to things that don't even matter, that doesn't even produce anything. That is why the sportsmen, have you seen the gymnastics, what they do with their body? Or the people in the circuses, what they do with their body. That's just body energy. All much more greater energy inside of all of us. So then in this book, I also spoke about the cycle of energy transformation. So the cycle of energy in nature and the cycle of energy in human being. For example, when Jesus was standing and the woman came to him and touched him, the woman with the tissue of blood, and Jesus said, well, energy had just left me, because he was in control of that energy. And all of us could have that energy, and we could increase that energy as well. So, for example, if you live and practice a life of love, forgiveness, all the positive energy, all the fruit of the Spirit, you have so much energy that nobody can hurt you. You see, that's why all those praying for demons and praying for principalities and powers not to hurt you is, they can only hurt you if you either believe in them or you have an opening. In the end, they can use to enter into you, mainly through your faith. But if you are living, in the positive energies and qualities of the kingdom of God, they will be running away from you. They cannot touch you. Positive energy, because we have positive energy and we have negative energy. the positive energy, because of the positive energy, Satan will not be able to touch you. So, so I have a lot of stories like this here. And for example, let me give for example, is Ernest there, Ebong. By the way, let's have a little break and congratulate. I'm sure many people who have been on the platform, they will know Ernest Ebong. He's a pastor from Germany who sang for me on my birthday, and who also whose daughter did so well. And I, spoke about the daughter and how she did so well in high school. And so that is Ernest Ebong. Today is his birthday. So let's congratulate him, everybody. He's a singer. There's no way I could sing to impress him. So we just want to congratulate you, Pastor Ernest, and say we are proud of you as a member of DSA family. And we are so happy for what you are doing and for the, heart you have. Actually, I think all of you will be interested in knowing what Pastor Ernest wants to do on his birthday. He's released a news track. I don't know if we have a link to his track. If you don't, I will ask somebody to put his Facebook link, the link to his Facebook page. Yeah, he released a new song, and we could all go. I think it's for free. He's making it for people to go and listen to it. And then, but more importantly, everybody is catching the spirit of DSA Kingdom birthday. He's having his own birthday the Kingdom way. So the way he's doing it is to partner with Pastor Edwin Amimi, who is in Africa doing, some of you will remember Pastor Edwin Amimi in Abuja, that is taking care of the widows and the less privileged and the orphans and people like that, especially the widows. So Pastor Ebong is starting a foundation on his birthday. Beautiful way to celebrate your birthday. So he's starting an NGO, which is going to be like a foundation in Germany and all over the world, to just be helping those underprivileged people, the widows, the orphanages, and the people that are neglected. So we are bringing back Christianity to Africa. And so he started this organization because his own money will never be enough. And so one of the way he wants to celebrate his birthday is to call upon all of us that wish to do anything for Africa and for the African children and widows. That if you want to do that, you can partner together. He actually started a GoFundMe as well. He started a GoFundMe because people in Nigeria cannot do GoFundMe, I guess. Or it's not easy for them. They will not. Complications for people who are living in Africa. So, but, he's partnering with Africa, and he started that GoFundMe. So I think we have the link. Can you put up the link for GoFundMe of Pastor Ernest, so that anybody who has an idea, who wants to give his tithe and offering, could go give some of your tithe and offering to this GoFundMe program, and partner with him, so that we'll partner with him and we're able to bring better life and smile to the lives of our people back at home. So that's part of energy. You are here, and through money, through our finances, we are directing our human energy of love to better the life of people, instead of taking your tithe and offering to all those churches that you don't know what the pastors are doing with them. Of course, you could take it to the church if you are sure what the pastor is doing with them and if the pastor is using them well. But if you are not sure, please go ahead and help people like Pastor Ernest and Pastor Amimi. Partner with them, find their organization, GoFundMe, and let's make the world a better place. So, book review. So what are you people thinking about this idea of energy that I've been talking to you people about?
Well, let me start.
Latent energy.
I'm quite intrigued by it. Just to hear that I have a latent energy is something interesting. It's not anything that I've ever actually considered, that there's any energy that I can retrieve other than what I have, like energy from food, or energy from being excited about something, or energy or enthusiasm for something. That's what I usually.
Emotion.
Yes. Well, it's
not really.
Yeah. But I do understand from what you're saying, because I have been around people that are blind and how they can detect things. Even if you're coming, before you get in front of them, they'll tell you, oh, hi, this person, and I'm always shocked. And also, I have taught children with autism before, and they're very highly skilled in certain areas. You can just tell them to draw an animal, they just do it in a few minutes, and they're really good. So I am getting some knowledge and understanding even about myself from what you're saying. I think this book for me will help me to access something that I didn't really know that I have. So it's another kind of gem for my own self-development, because and self-discovery, yes. So I'm really looking forward to getting the book. I've already pre-ordered mine on Amazon now, because it's cheaper when you pre-order. So I've ordered mine. So for everyone else that is listening, if you want to access your latent energy, is it latent? Latent.
So you never had the concept?
Yes, I've had latent energy, but no, not in this concept. No, I've never heard of it. And even to know that I can actually, without any special skills, like children with special needs or being blind, then that I can actually access it. Even if I've heard of it, I won't pay attention.
Blind or
yes.
no,
Okay, Dr. Sunday just said that you don't need to be blind or autistic, and that's why I was just going to touch on that. Even hearing it, I wouldn't relate it to myself, because I don't have any special needs. Maybe I do actually, but I don't have the obvious special needs that you usually discover this in. So I wouldn't pay any attention to it, and I think that's for many people as well. They wouldn't pay any attention to that energy, or even know that it's accessible or discoverable for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with this. I was wondering how come that certain people are able to do this, to memorize a city or like a very detailed picture, and then being able to reproduce it by just drawing or explaining and just being so detailed about it. So now I understand that we all are able to do this, but it doesn't really surprise me, because there are some people who, like, these people who have this concentrated energy, because there's one thing that can do better than other things that I've seen in people who have special skills or special abilities, even when it comes to languages. I think this is also the case. When people learn, I don't know, can speak 15 languages or something, and you would say, oh my God, this is a special person and nobody else can do it, or just a selected few. But I think this is also a demonstration for the ability to concentrate your energy to, this type of activity. And to me, sounds really exciting, because it shows me how much we are capable of doing. And I really want to explore this, because I think it's also a scary thing to know how much we can actually do. And I think that's why most of us are fine, with the average and with just doing what we can do and what makes us survive on Earth. But exploring the capacity that we actually have, it's a bit of a scary thought to me.
Let me ask you another question, you ladies. What do you know about photosynthesis? Photosynthesis. What do you know about photosynthesis? You just finished school. No, photosynthesis is international language. It's in English, German, French. Photosynthesis, synthesis. Photosynthesis. If you went to school, primary school, secondary school, you should know that word. Yeah. What do you know about photosynthesis?
Okay. Julie going to answer that. She just finished school. I finished school a long time ago.
It's a little while ago. But okay, the things I would think about right now immediately are, green leaves, chlorophyll, air, oxygen, and the fact that we need photosynthesis in order to breathe, for the trees to do the work that they're supposed to do. And obviously it's related to biology, to the botanical world.
What about butterfly?
Butterflies.
You don't know how photosynthesis influences butterfly?
Okay. Dr. Sunday is asking some biology or yes, definitely biology question here, and it has.
I'm
to
sure
do,
our viewers should be able to know what I'm talking about.
So, anyone wants to answer that? Photosynthesis.
Okay, what about
question.
metamorphosis?
Huh. So please don't. I don't know any of this.
Because this book is talking about these things.
Okay.
I'm using this example to talk about energy.
Yeah.
You know, in photosynthesis, you will see the circulation of energy in nature. That the energy could be transformed from one form to the other, but it's never lost. And is being, so the same energy is in us, and it could enable us to, to actually, go through a process of transformation, just like nature itself is energy that could be transformed into different forms. And metamorphosis, is the story that we should know. That's why I was asking you about butterflies.
Ah, okay.
Now you know, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you could remember.
That's opposed to butterfly. Go on.
Yeah, so if I think about metamorphosis, it's like it's with the butterfly. It first starts in a cocoon, right? It's in a cocoon, and there is a transformation of energy of the energy that was hidden inside of the cocoon to the outside.
It becomes what?
It becomes the butterflies. It becomes
No.
Caterpillar.
What about the caterpillar stage?
The green
Oh,
one.
yes.
The one that is crawling.
And the scrolling. Oh, true. Yeah. But if thinking of photosynthesis, I understand that it's a transformation of energy because this is how the leaves become green. So if they absorb the light and it transforms into the chlorophyll. But, I mean, this is
What about the oxygen, the
Glucose.
Yeah, it
carbohydrates,
makes...
carbon dioxide.
Okay, we need to go back to school. So let's not go on there. We need to go back to school, and this is a good place to start. So I'm going to turn the camera back to Dr. Sunday.
No, I want to find out what your people are saying there. I did not say anything. They don't have an idea.
They are saying a lot. Let me read that.
Yeah, why do you feel any need to always just let the thing rest? Because it's always shaking when you do that. The quality is
not good. Okay, guys. Let me read some of your comment. Mofela says butterfly. I think you're probably like me. You just don't. Okay, you know some parts of it. Ngozi says metamorphosis is the change of an egg to caterpillar to butterfly. Thank you very much. I think that's the cocoon to caterpillar to butterfly. Thank you. Justine says transformation from one stage to the other. Thank you. Thoughtful writer says metamorphosis is from larva to pupa and to adult in a butterfly. Okay, I think those are the scientists. Ngozi says photosynthesis is the ability of plants to capture energy, create food for itself. Justine says light, Julie light. Okay. Ability of plants to capture light. Okay, she's reminding you. Temi is saying absorbing energy from the sun. Okay, yes, that's good. Thoughtful is photosynthesis is about the growing of plants. Monica says photosynthesis is related to plants. Ngozi is okay. Greetings. Okay,
Yeah, some of them got it right.
Yeah, they did. Well done, guys.
Now, but the problem is that a lot of people know the biology in the sense that this thing happened. They just constantate the fact that this happens. But what you don't know and what this book will do for you, and let me show you the book again, is that it's going to show you how to make the same process that happens to the plant in photosynthesis for you to use, because you cannot deny the fact that it's energy that is making that to happen. There is a form of energy that is happening there. So that energy that is making the plant to be able to, survive and find means of survival, the energy to feed itself and to change its nature and to transform from one form to the other, that energy is in you too. So they are getting oxygen, they are getting carbohydrates, and they are, all those things. How can we are also exposed to energy, we are also exposed to oxygen, we are also exposed to food, we are also exposed to nature, but how are we using that energy to bring about life? Metamorphosis also, I mean, how can things go from seed to cocoon and to caterpillar, and then caterpillar to butterfly? Doesn't even look alike. So how can energy produce that kind of thing? That's exactly the kind of potential we all have. And that's energy that makes that to happen to the plants and to the animals and to the birds and to the butterfly. All that we have access to it. And that's what this book is about. It's going to teach you how to tap into those latent energy, because they are in us. Just like they are in the plants and the animals and the nature, God has put those reserves in us. So when my friend Miles Monroe talks about the graveyard being the richest of places, he's talking about talent and he's talking about gifts. But right now I'm saying the graveyard is the most tragic place on earth, because so much energy people take and they never use. All this latent energy I'm talking about, most people take them to the grave. Most people never use them. Most people never even get to hear about them. Most people never even hear about the potential. So that's why when you discover your latent energy, you know that there's nothing you cannot do. But to be able to tap into it and to be able to know how to use it, that is what people don't tell you. And that's what I brought to you in this book. So one of the topics that I'm going to be addressing in this book is how to use reproductive energy more effectively. You see, the reproductive energy is not just to have children. It's an energy that could be used not just for having sex and having children and just to use for instincts. The reproductive energy could be used for productivity as well, not just of children, but of life and of creativity and of different things on a daily basis. So instead of going to marry, that's why Paul was saying that if you are not married, that you are going to be productive unto God, that is better for you not to marry. Because there is a lot of energy going into marriage and going into productive process that could be used more creatively. And that's why if I don't know if you people have heard the story of eunuchs, people who don't have, who are made eunuchs, people who are removed the productive ability men, and then they are able to, they are normally people who are able to do phenomenal things, just like with animals and with horses that are made eunuch, like their testicles are somehow castrated or something, and they become like eunuch like that. Once that happens, they are able to raise better, they are able to walk better, they are able to do a lot of things. Their growth is even better. So the same thing, because that energy is being redirected into another direction. In fact, a lot of the scientists that a lot of the great men that some of them didn't marry or never had children, never had family, because they used that reproductive energy in another sphere. So instead of you to be mourning and to be sad of the fact that you are not married or you are single, or you are wasting your energy right off. You are wasting it for nothing. It's just like pouring water into the basket and thinking that it's going to give you anything. I mean, that's never done. You are supposed to be using that energy to produce something very, very, very productive and very, very serious. So it's supposed that reproductive organ actually could be used, the reproductive energy, reproductive power could be used to, more effectively than people are using it right now. People are only using it right now on the basis of animal instinct, but it could be better used. So that's one of the things I'm talking about in this book. Then I'm also one of the topics I'm also talking about ideas. Some of the energies that are in us, the latent energy that is in us, could also be released through ideas. But a lot of people never have any ideas. They don't even have ideas. They don't even know what is ideas, because they don't know how to convert and how to use the latent energy in them and how to even come about ideas. All of us could be so creative because we are made in the image of God to be creators. But we are not creating anything because there are no ideas. So this book, I'm talking about how to get ideas. Any kind of ideas that you want for anything. So that's one of the things that I'm talking about here. And one of the topics is learn how to produce ideas, regenerate ideas, generate ideas. This is all coming from your latent energy that is already in you. Some people even have job or some business ideas they want to do, but they don't have ideas to keep it going because they don't know the keys. So I see it's like Maiwa wants to comment.
Yes, I want to comment on what Dr. Sunday is saying, that first we started from this latent energy, yes, and how photosynthesis, we had the one about, what's the other one that we had?
Metamorphosis.
Yes, it seems like science. And then all of a sudden we're talking about ideas. I'm thinking, okay, we're going into another area now, but it's not really another area. But really what's getting me thinking now is that if you can get this book, and from the book you would be able to develop something that you have never actually even thought that you're capable of having, which is the latent idea, and using the energy, the latent energy, to build something that you didn't have, or to generate something that you didn't have before. It's already is an amazing book, because just looking at the title, I'm thinking, okay, it's not for me, latent energy and all that, but I purchased it anyway. And then the other thing that Dr. Sunday was saying is about the sex, that the reproductive organs is not just energy. Sorry, not the organs. The energy is not just to be focused on having children or just the sexual activity, but there's more that can be useful. I think this can really save a lot of people, because I think that's probably one of the reasons why maybe a lot of people stay in relationship or even look for a relationship. I personally think that that's one of the reasons until people get married, so that they can have a lawful and non-sinful relations with somebody. That's why they do it. But if they know that even that feelings can be targeted, or redirected at achieving something else, this could actually be like a real lifesaver. I know, it sounds really simple. I wasn't really expecting this from a book or from the title. I wasn't expecting what Dr. Sunday is saying, but saying that I really see the ramification. The scope that this could really cover. It could cover so much, and so much ills in the world, and so much concern, so much feeling useless or helpless. Understanding this could actually help. I think it would really help me personally. Yeah. Julie?
Yeah, I agree with it. I also think that the book also reminds me of how much we can learn from nature, because especially after, we've all left school, and I know for myself, I wouldn't go back to the things that I learned especially in the sciences. And it's just something, that I try to learn to pass the tests and, pass with a good mark. But now I realize how much it could have helped me to understand myself better, and the capacity that I have, because we've just been talking about a small butterfly. And now look at yourself, a whole human being. If a butterfly is able to metamorphose this way, what is it that you are able to do? But these are things that we don't even think about at school. We don't think about ourselves in our daily lives, and that's why we end up, feeling useless, like Maiwa has said, and we get bored because we don't know what we are actually capable of doing. Imagine if we would be able to use that knowledge in the times where we would be bored, what we would be doing with all that time that is available to us. So I'm just realizing that right now, and it makes me regret that I've lost a lot of time, and I could have used that to redirect my energy. Also, negative energy, when you are sad or, I don't know, angry or something, thinking about the fact that this is energy that you're wasting at that moment and that you could redirect to somewhere else. It's, wow, really mind-blowing for me. And I was thinking, okay, I was thinking actually the same direction as Mayawa. This is probably not the book that I would be reading anytime soon, or, it's like something, there are other ones that are more important. But now I realize that no, I'm actually in need of it, because I want to come up with ideas. This is like one of the greatest things that I'm struggling with, coming up with ideas and putting the things that I know are in my head or somehow in me to manifesting them, like bringing them out. And I don't know how to do that. So I will definitely get that book now.
Yes. I also want to say something about school and not learning or not retaining certain subjects. I think if any young person is listening now, if there are also parents, also you can share this with your young people, that, we go to school, yes, we supposedly went to school, there's certain subjects that we say that we like, and also as parents or adults as well, we indulge young people to say, okay, a certain subject is not your subject, don't worry about it. But these are like real basic that if you have an understanding of, they will really help you, and they will help you in your life and excel in life. So if there's anyone out there, the fact that I didn't even understand the energy thing, just, if this was not a book that I'm opportune to be in a house where the author is and we're discussing it, if I should see this in a bookshelf, even though I have the problem and this book would have been able to help me, I wouldn't pick it up because I didn't sit through or even go through my education in the way that I should, which is not just to pass the stages and just forget about it. So they're basic things that we should really know, and I don't know, and I should know. But if I'd known this, I would probably I'd been able to work it out that, okay, I need this. So what I'm trying to say here is that if the young people there, or you mentor young people, or you know of any young people, please just show them this video and also advise them that the certain subjects that they might not like too much, maybe they don't like the teacher, or they just don't like the subject or the work that is involved in it, but they're all important. They're really necessary for your whole life, not just for the period while you're in school. Because I was made to believe that I don't need this subject, I prefer this certain subject, so I'm going to focus on it. But even at basic level, I think there's certain things that we need to understand, and this is one of it. The simple sciences, biology, how plants change, how butterfly becomes butterfly, all those things, they are simple things that, yes, we were taught, but we didn't pay attention because I'm not going to use it. I don't need to use it. So if you're like that, or you're a young person or youth that is like that, and parents also encourage you that, okay, science is not her best subject, but she's really good at maths. Please, let's now kind of start working on that. Okay.
Yeah. There is the book. It's going to be on Amazon. Huh? Yeah, it's right now pre-order on Amazon. That is the Kindle. So discover the source of your latent energy. Discover the source of your latent energy. You have a lot of that energy in you, and that could have taken you far in life, and that can still take you far in life. Even if I have stories in this book of people who started out at 70 and they were able to key into the source of their latent energy, and they have been able to enter into history just because they got it. They got that key. This is what they got, the key that is in this book. I mean, when I look at my country, Nigeria, people are just doing as if God is not a good God. I mean, everybody is asking for God to do one thing or the other for them. They are not keying into the source of energy that God has already not just given to them, but put inside them. God has already put so much life, so much energy, so much but they are lying there latent. They are lying there idle. They are lying there just latently, and they are not doing anything. So one of the things that you will discover in this book is how to discover your creative energy, how to create and be creative. Another thing you will discover in this book is how to release or unleash the reserve energy that is already in, how to discover it and how to release it. I think you should find out how to discover the latent energy in you, but how to release it, how to maximize it. Next one of the topics here is, why is it that you don't even discover, you don't even get to know that you have all this energy in you? Because they are leaking. There is a lot of leakages happening. So where do your energy leak to? What leaks your energy? So who steals your energy? How is your energy stolen? What are the things that will make you to not even have energy for anything, or not even be aware that you have energy, and because they are leaking. So that, or in this book I call it stealing. What steals our energy? So that is another one. Then, if your energy is being stolen, I've already spoken today also about one of the greatest ways for you to discover and release the energy that is in you is through the power of concentration, or through the power of concentration, or concentration, power of concentration or focus. So that's why I said the deaf can actually, follow the hearing, and it's almost as good as seeing. I mean, the blind can follow the hearing, and it's almost like as good as seeing. And the deaf also could use the eye, that it will even be better than people who are seeing. Then I speak about our main source of energy, which is coming from the power of restraint. It's a source of energy, and it's one of the ways to release the latent energy. Another thing that could help you to release this latent energy is what I already spoke about, concentration. That's why we need solitude. Solitude is another way for you to discover and release your latent energy. And one of the topics here is why you cannot afford to relax, because that's one of the ways that our energy leaks and dissipates. Another way your energy is dissipated is through comfort, through pleasure, through vanity, through lack of restraint. So, a lot of things in this book. If you really want to discover yourself and your potential and really become fully who God wants you to become, you want to get this book. So many secrets here. Another thing I'm talking about here that will help you to discover your latent energy is time. Your attitude to time and your use of time. Another one to help you, another source of energy to help you discover yourself and your direction in life and your latent energy is through discipline. Another one is perseverance. Another one's consistency. So all these qualities, when you have them, there is no way you will not win in life. You don't lose. And that is the similar kind of other quality that you have, that you never need to bother yourself or think about demons or enemies or witches and wizards, because the positive energy protects you by itself. Just like the energy that came out of Jesus healed that woman without him praying. Why? Because his life was full, was like a container of positive energy. So somebody just got there and tapped into it through faith. So the same thing could happen. You could become a container of ideas like that too. You become a container of energy, and through which energy of God, power of God flows. Yeah, many things we could talk about in this book, but let me show you the book again. It's on Amazon and it's going to be on Okada Books soon. How to discover the source of your latent energy. So, yep. Let's see if anybody has anything to say, or maybe you have anything to say. And go for the book. It's available for all of you.
Okay, guys. Let me read some of the comments here first. Good evening. Is everything okay? All right. No, I don't have any new comments. Okay, Mofelola says, photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize nutrients from carbon dioxide and water. Thank you very much for that. It's good. What else? Okay, there's quite a few people. Okay, Chris is saying the process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight, photosynthesis food from carbon dioxide and water. I think I've read that. Thank you. Okay, Julie, do you have anything to say? I think I have something to say about what Dr. Sunday started with this title, in terms of when other people say that you don't need to worry about witches and worry about negative things, since the energy, this is also related to the energy that is in you. And you also touched on it just now with Jesus, that Jesus don't need to pray for the person that he prayed for, because the energy is already so positive, and how we can use this as well. I mean, when you were saying it, I remember one of the stories that you were telling us. I was actually here witnessing this as well, where somebody was asking you about neighbors doing bad or going to do something against you because you're rich or you're a certain way. So my question really is it's a question that, with this energy, we can have this energy, be positive, always having good things in our hearts, in our soul. So even if somebody wishes us bad, those things won't come to us because we are so positive with it, with our life. I think I've answered the question. So I was going to say that, does that mean that we don't really, does this have to do with God as well? But I think I've answered the question, that of course, because that energy is from God. Originally. Yes, the love you have, the positivity that you have is from God. Yep. And he created you and put those things in you, and retrieving it as your latent energy is just retrieving what God already put in you. So my question was going to be that, does that mean that we don't need God if you're positive and, but we do?
Yeah, but people who still think that they don't need God because God has given them. They just were born here and they discover that those things are there already automatically.
Yes.
And they don't really care who is coming from, because they don't really need to believe in God or pray to God for it to work for them.
Yes.
They just need to be available. They just need to be themselves. Once they are themselves, and when they tap into it, they just need to tap into it. If they know this knowledge and they tap into the resources, and it will work for them, even when they don't believe in God. That's the faithfulness of God, and that's how wonderful God is. God will make his laws and his principles work for you, even when you don't believe in God. Because God has already made his energy available. So to be praying to God every 5 minutes to ask for miracles and to ask for some blessings and every little thing, is not to understand God, and it's not to understand that God has already made all the provisions. And it's not to understand that God is so considerate, and is giving us everything that we will ever need, more than we could imagine. We are not even using the greatest genius will probably use just 5% of the reserves that are in us. We have much more greater reserve. I mean, can you imagine there is a servant that will look at a book, let's say 500-page book or 1,000-page book. He will just look through like this, and he records everything, and he will tell you every word from the book. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of potential that we all have. That's the kind of reserve that we all have. But unfortunately, we are not even being told that we all have this. And that's why this book is going to be a huge, huge blessing for everybody that is hungry enough or desperate enough to discover himself and to discover the latent energy in himself or in your children, especially in the children that we have or in our family members. And if you are a leader, if you are a business person, or you are leading people, and you want to help them discover all this latent energy so that they will be able to use it to do more, to do much more than they have done so far and that they think they could ever do. So, we are greater than you. We are. You are all greater than you are. You are much more greater than you thought you would ever be, or you would probably think that you will ever be. So, tap into the latent energy. And how many more minutes do we have? Because Facebook these days, they regulate us so seriously. So if you want to get that book, I think Mayowa will explain to you where to get it.
Okay, guys, the book is now available for pre-order on Amazon. So go to Amazon, wherever you are, wherever country you are, you can order it on Amazon. And also you can order on Okada Books. It will be available soon. It's not available right now, but on Amazon it's available for pre-order. So please go ahead and order yours now. So once it's published or is released, it's
Kindle,
published.
But next week it will also be in paper. You can also order paper.
Yes. So currently pre-order is in Kindle version, and then next week you will get the paperback
if you want.
Available if you want that. You can also order that on Amazon. But the good thing about pre-ordering is that you get it for a much lower price than it would be once it's available fully. So I would suggest that you order it. I always order on mine on pre-order because it's much cheaper.
I don't think we did the advert on the book, so we have to put all these books out.
Okay, we'll put it out.
And we have to regulate them and put them every day.
Okay. So guys, please do go ahead and order yours now. We're going to come back to you. Dr. Sunday is going to continue on the series on how to detect non-truths. I think the finale of that is today. I can't wait.
And tomorrow, another series.
Yes, Dr. Sunday is going to start another series tomorrow. So that series tomorrow, to say that I can't wait is an understatement. For today, it's going to be the finale. It's been such a great series in the last few weeks that we've been treating this finale. So the finale is tonight on Non-Truth. Please join us. And we'll see you again soon. Ask your friend to join us too. Thank you very much. We'll see you in an hour. Bye.